Hi, we're back again. So
We're back.
this is our third and final interview for today in the launch of Focus on Art. We've already said this to the other people, but as we're doing this in 3 separate streams, I'm Tracy.
I'm Mary.
And this is our third guest, Sebastian, from Emotionscapes. Okay? So I am really fascinated about this. Sebastian, what is Emotionscapes? Can you tell our viewers what you do?
Well, it's a blend between two areas of my life: self-development and also creativity. So I'm a very much a creative person, but we also have done coaching.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So my wife and I, we set up a business a while back called Trailblazers.
Okay.
It's a coaching business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You probably know Trail Finders.
Is it tough? Oh.
It's a coaching business called Trailblazers, but yeah. So it goes into corporations and does coaching. Coaches individuals become a better version of themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but Emotionscapes is a blend between the two. So it's got a coaching element or a self-development element, and it's also got the creative element, which is the painting and the words, because I'm also an author.
Oh,
So, yeah.
my goodness. We've got it all going on here today.
Yeah.
So let's think about this. Something about hippie.
The suited hippie.
The suited hippie.
The suited hippie.
You didn't bring along a copy, did you?
I didn't. I should have done, shouldn't I?
You should have done, yes. You could have
I would have put it in front of the camera like that.
Yeah, and obliterated the face if you did the other one.
I know, I'm so sorry.
Put a link down below.
We'll put a link down below for that. Yeah. Where is it available? Everywhere?
It's on Amazon. So, yeah, it's the kind of chief platform for everything at the moment.
Yeah.
So the super hippie.
Yeah, and so Sugar Hippie is a coach, and he basically coaches different types of people in business. So and there's 2 books out at the moment, and they're going to be at least 4. But,
okay. And is it just based on business alone, or is it?
It is set in business world.
Right. Okay.
But the kind of the principles, how you coach people, is the same.
For anything, life, whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
So it takes you through a process. It's a novel as opposed to like self-help.
Oh, that's good.
So it's
like the Acts of Happiness or whatever that book is.
Yeah.
That kind of thing that has made it because I can't remember his name either. Oh my goodness, I'm not very good. Yeah. Anyway, so it basically it was made into a film, wasn't it? So it's kind of I kind of relate. So it sort of talks about life and that, but in a story, which is what you've done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
To make it entertaining.
Yeah,
so,
a bit funny.
I don't know if you're into self-development and stuff, but sometimes it can become a little bit dry and okay, right. And then you just put it away. Yeah. You might pick it up a little later, but people tend to remember stories, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the things that stick in your head.
Yeah.
So there are different types, personality types, etc. So, and most of the books are about coaching a particular type of person. Okay. Yeah. And it's like you've got.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah. I'd love to know what type of person I would be. I bet. Would you like to know what you would be?
I would know. So you're an author. So where does the art come into this?
So the art is basically an amalgamation of the creativity part. So there's words that go into the art. So the self-development part it's a coaching question. Basically have a coaching conversation with a client to find out what they want more of. It's like based on. Have you come across the law of attraction?
Yes.
The secret. Everybody's seen The Secret. So it's kind of that. It's like whatever you focus on, you get more of.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially, mainly, well, it works both ways in a positive and negative sense. So the idea is to get into a positive mindset when you're thinking about something that you want more of.
Okay.
So sometimes it can be like, actually it's not money or that kind of, it might not be something physical. It might be actually just want to express more of my values in life.
Okay.
So that comes out in the painting.
Yeah. So actually.
Right. I'm going to do something. This is what I wanted to do.
No, but if you won't break it.
Right, this is one of a piece. You need to. I've just knocked over another piece.
Just put that one on the
Oh dear. This could be interesting. Sorry, guys. Right. I'm looking at it myself. Very sorry about that.
Right, so this is one of Sebastian's paintings.
This is a reveal.
Can you see that?
Yeah, we can see it.
I'll stand over here.
Yeah, and it catches the light differently. So you can't actually see any words in there, but as part of the process, after having a conversation with them, then I kind of distill certain words in there. So this is actually called that sustains, and there are actually words underneath. So if you actually hold, if you can get light, then you can actually see success.
I've got my glasses on.
Yeah, the light's not. It's probably you need stronger light directly on it. So
there's words underneath the painting.
Yeah, sometimes they appear, and you can actually see all the words on it. Sometimes you don't. It just depends on how it occurs to me.
I can't see it from here because we've got flat lighting for the stream, but
And some people put like a light box behind it, so the words actually pop through, which is quite good.
So hang on. So somebody comes to you and they, I don't know, say they want to have a particular positive energy or something in their lives.
Or whatever it might be. Yeah.
So they come to you, describe what they want.
Yeah.
You put keywords into the painting.
Into the painting. So the words actually provide the structure for the painting that follows. So, for example, and they give me a palette of colours.
I was going to say, that's my next question. Do they actually give you a colour palette that they prefer? Or?
Yeah, that works for them. So, again, it's got to fit in their home, etc. And sometimes it's in the bedroom, so you don't want something too too vibrant, etc. Maybe you do want it too vibrant.
Oh, maybe you do, yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, so it ends up, I put the words in there, and they provide a structure. So I think success is up here, and then sustains come down here, and then I get into a kind of meditative space, and it's basically free play from that point onwards with a palette.
I can see some words. I can just about see from
I
this
can
side.
see the back of it.
Yeah.
I'll have to have a good look when I put it back. But that's really fascinating because when they say the colours, could you then, if you're meditating and you're doing it, can you also visualise colours that would benefit them? Is that an interesting question?
Sometimes it's basically because it is a meditative process, and I have their colour palette, but I'm not restricted to that. And that's generically what they want in there. But sometimes it will come out, and it is a fascinating process because we're all connected, human to human. So what I'm putting down there is expressing emotion. It's just play for me. That's when I'm actually painting. But I'm in a zone.
Using their colours and the ideas. Do you are you into colour psychology? Does that come into it at all? Because I know from the point of view, when I went to art college, colour psychology played a big part.
Yeah, it is massive. Actually, it is massive. I know. But
do you apply that to?
There is,
that as well?
And that's part of actually the self-development stuff. There are colours there which are personality types. So there's a colour system for personalities, the whole gamut. So there is a little bit of that. Because if you're saying something, I want more passion, the colours are passion. There's a bit of that goes into it, but it's not major. It's more kind of just feel and go for what feels right.
How long have you been doing this?
A good number of years. It's not, as I say, it's not the only thing I do. So, but I've been doing it a long time.
I've just never heard of anything like this before. So it's very interesting. So to come across something like this, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You want to put it down? That's probably quite
now.
Get a bit tired, no?
No, I'm all right. I'm like a statue.
Yeah.
So and it's up to people's interpretation. So people see different things.
What medium? What medium? Is it oil?
Be careful.
Yeah, be careful about oil. Yeah. I like the blending of the colours. I quite like is the light coming through there. I like that. It's like a spiritual being.
And a lot of the coaching is the transformation, and it's for me, it's the point of transformation is where the light comes from.
Yeah.
And you get an emotional hit from it. Because I love when people have an emotional hit from stuff. It's like you reveal it because it's that personal to them, and then they see it and they go. You get people crying, which is a lovely thing.
I see it. It's like a phoenix coming out of that. The phoenix.
This is art, isn't it? Though it can affect people in different ways, and also what one person loves, another person hates, because art is so subjective. I mean, there is no right or wrong. I think that's probably the beauty of art as well, isn't it? Because there is no right or wrong. There are no rules. You can do anything you want. Creativity is whatever, whatever feels to you.
No, I'm just trying to see the words.
No, you can see the words on the left hand side a little bit. I think it's really interesting, actually. So this is the painting, the psychology, and then you have the writing as well. So it's one great big. So a client will come to you and say, basically, this is what I want. Can you help? Is it more? Would you say it's more of like a help thing? You're trying to help them achieve something, or
it depends on where they come from. There's all word of mouth. So some people have just seen the art and they like it, and then they find out more about the process, and they love. Okay, I like that. I like it because it's a touch point, isn't it? So it's for success that sustains, that goes up on your wall. Every time you see it, even if it's conscious or subconscious, it goes in there.
Well, that's why people buy art, I suppose, because that's what it taps into, that subconscious mind, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You buy it for a reason.
Did you always paint, or has this been something you've always painted?
My dad was an artist.
I think I read something
He's
on
an
your
artist,
website.
and my mum was she was an actress as well.
Okay.
So it's kind of
Was she did theatre or film?
She was writer trained, so she did all that. Yeah, she did all that.
Wow,
So,
amazing.
As an artist, what did you paint when you were younger? Did you paint everything, or was it always abstract you were drawn towards?
It depends on what. Yeah, no, I did accurate cartoons. I did. I did all sorts of finger painting, as most kids do.
Yeah. Usually all over your face.
But it depends, doesn't it? Because when you're younger, I mean, I used to do a lot of still lifes when I was younger. I don't know why, but I did. But
I used to draw horses.
But in all media. Yeah, I did too, actually. Horses and birds.
Horses and
birds. I was obsessed with birds.
Yeah.
And I did cartoons as well.
I haven't drawn a bird for a long time since, but apart from the odd seagull in the I'm into landscapes now. Yeah, well, we change, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
We evolve.
As you grow older, you think of different things.
Yeah.
I mean, I know my art's changed hugely since I was a kid. But...
Well, I'm kind of getting more into kind of the idea of politics. I'm writing a political thriller at the moment as well.
Are you?
Yeah. So
look at that, you're busy, aren't you?
Yeah. Well,
are you based in Bournemouth?
Yeah, Talbot Woods. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're also, besides the stupid hippie, you're also writing a political
thriller. Yeah.
What is
it's
it, like a novel?
It is a novel, yeah. So it's kind of a departure.
Can you say anything about it or not?
Well, yeah. It's like, then again, it goes into the realms of how do you promote something like true democracy, because we don't have it now. And at the moment, it's personality politics, and it's big corporations having mega effects. So how do you actually get something like true democracy where people vote for issues, whatever issue it is? How do you get that into the world? So I kind of like, it's an interesting kind of concept for a book, and how do I make it entertaining?
So how long have you been writing it?
That one's been going for quite a while now. That's been on the back burner for a couple of years.
Do you get any creative blocks?
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah, how do you cope with creative blocks? This is one of the questions we asked when I our first interview.
Just doing it, and a lot of it's about kind of just putting the graft in, and so making sure, right, I'm going to go down to my local cafe, and I'll go sit down, and I'll sit down and write for, I've got to do 1,500 words, 2,000 words, whatever it is, and I'll do that. And if it's rubbish, it doesn't matter.
Well, the thing is, it's getting it out, isn't it? Yeah. It's like when you're painting. Yeah. So I guess you could get the same sort of thing. Yeah. Sometimes it's just a matter of just maybe doodling just to get something out. And it's the same as writing, isn't it?
But it's different, isn't it, though? It's different when you're painting. I find it very difficult to paint if I don't have inspiration. And to paint through a block, I would find, I would produce its ugly work. Because if I'm not feeling it, it's difficult, isn't it?
There's something in that. There's an interesting process. So I've done corporate art, and because you are, as I say, you're linked.
Well, I used to be a graphic designer, so I know how it is to work against the clock and and still have creativity.
And I've got this kind of like the process. And the process is working for it. I was thinking one particular company, and they wanted their vision and values in there, and I was kind of working through it, and they gave me the colour palette. And I was like, okay, so I'm creating this thing, and it ended up going up in two different strands.
Right.
And in between, it just kept flip-flopping between
ugliness,
like grey or brown. And I'm going, it's just not working. It really is. And I was like, there's
I was about to say, you felt the disconnection of the company.
Yeah.
And that's why you painted it.
So I had a conversation with the CEO and the HR person, and that was what it said. They had silos that weren't talking to each other, and it's like, okay, so how do we deal with that then? Have a coaching conversation. And it's a bit like, it needs a bit more green in there, because green is all about nurturing harmony. Okay, so put that in there, turn the painting round. It worked.
Well, that's interesting.
It is interesting because our first guest, Merrick, we were talking about the same sort of thing with him, because Merrick is one that does huge murals on walls. Like the one he's currently working on is about 30 meters long or something, so it's really big. But we were talking about creative blocks, and there is a difference. I mean, as a graphic designer, I had to be creative all the time. You can't have a block because you're up against the clock. I know the client is expecting you to do their work in that time. They don't care if you've got a creative block or not. They just want their work.
That's right.
But as a fine artist, I find it difficult to go through that process because if I don't feel inspired within, it doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
You know, all the colours look crap and nothing really works.
Yeah.
It is difficult to go through that process, I think, isn't it?
I think we all have that, don't we? I mean, we have that in our own work, and like as you say, when you're working in the corporate world, I can imagine you would pick up so many.
You will be creative.
You will,
But what you think is crap might not be what they think is crap. It's the same thing. So you've been in a coaching environment, and you think, I've done the worst coaching. Absolute rubbish. Yeah. And then they come back and say, that was brilliant. That was brilliant.
And you're thinking in your head, why? Exactly. It's a bit like us doing interviews, isn't it? Oh, how are we looking? Actually, what was that? I've lost the question now, but it was something about what we were talking about. Do an interval break here. So, no, I've lost it.
Have you lost the plot, Mary?
No, but it was a significant thing, but we just spoke about it.
Well, one of the questions one of the questions you had is this Mary question.
This is my Mary.
But some of them are quite good.
Bye, Bernard. I had a mental block.
I do love
my creative block went there, but there was something.
No, one of your questions here is, what impact do you think that commercialism and the media has had on your work? Is this good or bad?
None.
None. You don't think of commercialism at all on your work?
There's always you want it to be successful. There's an aim of if I actually just relied on that to make my money, then I think to make my living, then I think I'd be in a pickle. Because the odd commission here is not going to pay the bills.
No.
It depends on how you live your life. But so there isn't that. But luckily, because I'm not 100% reliant on that, it's less of an issue for me.
Right.
But there is a weird thing in it. It's about why is art so poorly paid? Unless you're kind of like top
it does raise a question, doesn't it?
Well, this is why we wanted to do this.
You know, when you're doing, say, a piece like that, there's a lot of time and effort that goes into it. And I don't think people realise what energy goes into producing. I mean, it could be anything from writing to whatever. What the energy is before you even put your pen or anything to the canvas.
And it is anything, isn't it? It's like you're putting your soul into a piece of
even if it's for someone else, it is your soul in a way. Or your life and soul, it's your
creative juices are definitely going into it.
Yeah. But it's one of the reasons why we wanted to do this, because both of us are artists as well, and you sell work. You usually have to do. There's loads of online places, especially since the pandemic. They all take 35+% of your work, and it's your work.
Yeah,
it's just.
As long as you're earning enough money, I don't care. It's like 35%. As long as you're getting enough out of it.
But if you're a new artist, you can't afford to demand a lot for your work.
That's the problem.
And then 35% is quite a lot of not a lot. It is. Yeah. And this is the problem. So one of the reasons we wanted to do this is because we wanted to give a platform to creators of all genres to be able to talk about their work, because it's all free. It's just our time, basically. And then hopefully we'll get funding later on. But we don't want to charge the creatives, because I think we both think the creative people give a lot to the society, and they're the poorest paid usually, aren't they? If ever paid.
Yeah. But we do it for the love, I suppose, don't we? We do it for setting out, this is who we are.
Well, when you think people come to artists for their entertainment, dancers, theatre, whatever, it's all artists, it's all creativity.
But unfortunately now you've got to be a business person as well.
I know, exactly. Yeah. How have you managed to balance that?
Yeah,
because obviously being creative,
not necessarily organised either.
It's not so organised, but obviously you've managed to balance that. Yeah. Okay, how have you managed to balance both your creativity and business?
Because I've come from a corporate background in the past.
So you've got that
in you. Got the we've also had the success of having property development and blah blah.
Okay.
Because we're not one dimensional. You're not just an artist. You're a human being living in the world. If you can make your money or living elsewhere at the same time, that's brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a dance teacher as well.
So,
So, you know.
and you get different things from that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
When did you start? I mean, obviously you did it from when you were really young. Did you have any gaps in when you were working in corporate where you didn't do any art, or did you always manage to keep that balance?
So yeah, there was coming back from after university, basically getting so indulged into getting right into the corporate world. It was like anything else takes a back seat.
And this is corporate world, the coaching side.
No, this is I was in IT.
Oh,
so
really?
Moved all over the place, doing different things. So yeah, I was in IT, kind of setting up the internet, effectively.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so in the .com era.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember with the old Macs when you were at school, like these little boxes, and it took about 2 hours to open it up.
Apple Macs came in just about as I left art college. Just the year I left art college. Yeah.
That's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to ask you a really different question.
It's not a nasty one, home.
No,
this would be a Mary one.
this would be American. If you could interview a creative person, past or present,
I was going to ask Mary this one.
who would that person be? And explain why. I know, it's a random question, but I thought, it's a good question.
There's one that's kind of it comes straight to mind, but that's because it's got mixed meaning. So David Hockney would be very interesting. But he knew my dad, and my dad knew him.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So there you go. And I kind of like didn't used to like his art at all. I was like, it's too plastic and yeah. But then I kind of like I've seen him, seen a lot of his work up in Yorkshire, and I saw a clip of him talking about how he comes up with his ideas, just simple ideas, and how they become elaborate, and then he's not scared of changing genres.
Yeah.
He doesn't say it's like commercial. He's like, okay, because he's had commercial success, I presume. But he's like, right, I just fancy doing this because it's exciting, and why not? Just because someone is expecting you to do something doesn't mean you should.
No, absolutely not.
So find out more about how he's kind of developed himself to get to that stage.
Yeah, and actually I think that's what I was speaking about earlier, like we were talking about, our lives and stuff, so how the process for people valuing art, like yours. So, it's that process, isn't it? It is that whole, when you first put the pencil onto the canvas or whatever you're doing, that's the initial part that people don't realise that's coming, you know what I mean? You know where I'm going
There's a lot of stuff behind that.
There's a lot of stuff behind that.
There is.
Isn't there? And it should be valued.
Yeah, I mean, with the creative process, your typical creative process, you sit down with the client. Are they with you when you start creating these sorts of things? You just take all that on board and
and then it's just in the ether.
So, for example, if you created that for a client and you showed them, would you expect them to just accept what you did, or if they said no, I don't really feel that, would you change it?
I can change it,
Yeah.
Has that happened?
Only actually really loved it. A bit of gold in there, and I was like, okay, yeah, actually, I can see that. So I haven't got a natural. I mean, I'm fairly relaxed anyway. It's like with even the novels, they go to the editors. A lot of people have a fight with their editors, and I'm like, okay, yeah, explain that one to me a bit. Okay, I can see that. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah.
So generally, I'll go with suggestions because
I'm
kind of, it's not just about me.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So I love this. There's a thing about art is actually it's not you. It's like there's the idea of genius is that you have a genie who's basically talking through you. So if you start getting upset about something, you're kind of blocking the process anyway.
Okay.
So,
I suppose that would really work. Obviously, if you're doing specific. Your style, that's exactly what it isn't about you, is it? It is about what they're projecting, what they want.
I've never heard of anybody else doing work like this, taking words from, like a commission, but taking words to channel energy to produce something for somebody. I've never heard of that at all.
In the beginning was the word.
I mean, do you know if anybody else is doing it?
I don't.
No, I've never heard of anything like
this. No, I haven't. It's really interesting, and I like the way that you've blended all your colours and so forth. I can so see a phoenix in that one.
I just,
Is that it? No, I don't know why I'm seeing a phoenix.
everybody sees something different now, don't they, when you look at it?
Yeah.
Abstract.
It's what you're projecting at. And also, when you look at something like that as mood, that kind of mood thing, it's kind
I
of
just like the fact you've got words in it that you can't necessarily see, but they're there. I like that.
See, that's the intrigue of it, isn't it?
Well, we're going to put contact details at the end of all these videos anyway, so people can get in touch with you. But there was another question I was going to ask you. Where was it? Oh, yes. This is one we asked Merrick as well, which I thought was quite interesting. What piece of work are you most proud of, and why?
Ooh.
And that could be anything. I mean, it could be a painting, it could be books, or...
I don't know. Again, maybe I don't associate so much with them. They're creations on their own. That's why I guess first book.
First book, because of the achievement.
Because the amount of people who say they want to write a book and never do. So actually get down and actually write a whole book took a lot of determination, I think.
Yeah.
So and then once you know it, then you can do more. And it becomes an easier process. But the first time is like, that's a.
That's I so I
that's
imagine.
a huge accomplishment, isn't it?
Exactly, and getting the words right and grammar. Sorry about that.
Spell check.
Spell check. I'm dyslexic, so everything looks right to me. I've seen some other word that is not even the right word. I'm like, what is that? I'm terrible. Anyway, but that's fine.
No, it's been really interesting. I really was looking forward to meeting you, Sebastian, because it's so unusual what you do. And I read your website and I thought, I think I sort of get what it is, but I think
in person, I really understand it now. I think it's fantastic, and I think it's really interesting. It's different to, and nobody's doing that. I don't think.
No.
I don't think anyone's doing it. So actually, quite interesting. How did you come to be doing that? I know we spoke about you doing work. How did you get to I'm going to paint words, get from people, and kind of, the beginning of it. You know what I mean?
It was a combination of the lifestyle thing.
It was. I guess it was the combination, but.
And the genie just on the shoulder.
Did you get a little genie or like a little parrot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you always do them on oils, by the way, or did you try other media?
I like oils. Yeah, because you can mess around with it quite a lot.
Yeah. You prefer them to acrylics?
I do, yeah. I have tried acrylics, and I don't like the colour as much. But
I guess oils are richer, aren't they, in some respect?
Yeah. No, they are. It's almost got a Turner-esque colour feel.
That's been said before.
Yeah.
And I like that. So I love to. There you go.
I mean, his colour is amazing, isn't it? So it's because of that light in the background of the sky, and
it's incredible.
You never really appreciate an art piece until you see it live.
Did you see the BBC documentary about Turner recently?
No.
Oh, it was really interesting about his life. He's an incredible character. Was an incredible character, I should say.
There's a film about that. There's actually a film.
Yeah, that was interesting too. But his art's incredible. Anyway, coming to the end of our interview because it's really up. So that's.
I could have carried on talking, really.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Sorry about that.
Anyway, so that's the end of our first section of Focus on Art.
So do you have a website or?
Emotionscapes.co.uk.
Emotionscapes, just in case you can't hear it.
But I will be putting it on all the links and everything. Because at the moment all the videos are going into the events that I created, so I'm going to try and detach them and just put them in the group.
And also that hippie book, what's it called?
Suited Hippie.
The Suited Hippie, I quite like that.
2 of them.
I think I actually did put this on the website. I don't know if you got a chance to look at our website, but I did put some.
I haven't looked yet. I didn't see that, but I had a look at your website.
I like this sort of Suited Hippie.
Yeah.
It suits me, really.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, thank you, Sebastian.
Thank you so much. It was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for being with us too. We're going to wind up now. So we've already got some people booked on for next week. So check out the website. I'll be updating the website with the new interviews and they'll be on roughly the same times. I know it's been a little bit chaotic today. We may do something slightly different next week with the way we set it up. But hey, it's all learning.
It's the first one, isn't it?
The main thing is that you're there and supporting it.
And
so spread the word.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and we'll have a good rest of the day and we'll see you next week. Okay, thanks very much. Bye.
Bye. Ciao.